Yo guys, welcome back to King Oles. And yes, I'm now here to react to George Kambosos versus Maxi Hughes. And Maxi Hughes was just robbed. Really played badly in that one. We saw the scorecards. The first judge had 114 to 114 draw. The second judge had 117 to 111 to Kambosos. And then the bloody third judge had 113 to 115 to Kambosos. How you even score that fight to Kambosos, I do not know. I do not have a clue how you score that fight to Kambosos. How did Kambosos win that fight? There's just no way that he won that fight. Round one, Hughes was landing the better shots throughout round one. He kept on catching Kambosos when he was coming in. Round two, it was the exact same. Round three, it was the exact same. Hughes consistently catching George Kambosos when he comes in, and Kambosos had no answer for the left hand and the southpaw stance of Maxi Hughes whatsoever in those first 3 rounds. That's what happened. Round 4, yes, you could say that that one was possibly hard to score, and you could give that one either way. Round 5, Hughes won that round. And that was probably one of Hughes' best rounds. He upped the pace more in round 5 and was catching Kambosos with some real good shots in round 5. So that's Maxi Hughes' round. Round 6, again, I'd give it to Maxi Hughes. Kambosos kept on walking into that left hand of Maxi Hughes once again. Round 7, yeah, same story. Maxi Hughes catching Kambosos once again with the left hand. And round 8, again, same thing. Round 9, same thing. Hughes winning those fights. Then the last 3 rounds, round 10, 11, and 12, were probably the closest rounds of the fight, those 3. Apart from that, Hughes won literally all the other rounds. Round 10, round 11, and round 12. Round 12, I think, is definitely Kambosos. Round 10 and 11, you could possibly give either way. But no matter what, Kambosos lost that fight. Hughes should have won that fight, basically. I do not know how that's been given to Kambosos, especially by those wide bloody margins as well. 117 to 111. What are these judges watching? Top rank judges especially are awful. Judges in boxing are awful, but top rank especially, you get some real awful decisions there. And I'm not going to lie, I was expecting it to be a robbery. It was obvious. People on Twitter were saying, oh yeah, they're going to rob Hughes here. I was saying, oh yeah, they're going to rob Hughes here. And they bloody went on and did that. And it's unreal how not even one judge gave Hughes the fight. I don't know what is going on here. Kambosos is awful. He is not an elite fighter whatsoever. He's not. How? I honestly can't believe it, to be fair. Overall, I feel like Maxi Hughes put on a great game plan. It was a really good game plan from Maxi Hughes. Got the game plan spot on, because if you have people who actually have eyes and actually know the sport of boxing, then Maxi Hughes would have been given that fight. Probably, yeah, like he would have. I feel like, yes, you could have 117 to 111 in favour of Maxi Hughes. 100% you could. Definitely. That's basically what I had. 117 to 112 Maxi Hughes in that fight. That's what I had. How do you have 117 to 111 to George Kambosos? Is beyond me, to be fair. It really is. How you even have a draw in that fight is beyond me. It's nowhere near a draw. It's nowhere near a draw, that fight, basically. It honestly isn't. Kambosos was having consistent problems all night, and he knows it. He knows it. He was walking onto that left hand. He was missing so many shots on Hughes. Hughes' defense was really good throughout that fight. And he was making Kambosos miss throughout. And Kambosos didn't really land too many, proper significant shots. He did not. I don't know. I don't like that. There wasn't any shot in that fight that Kambosos landed where you were like, oh yeah, that might have really hurt Hughes, or he's got Hughes on the edge here. Kambosos was consistently getting hurt by that left hand of Maxi Hughes. And if you look at punch volume and everything in that fight, Hughes landed like 10 times more punches than Kambosos did all fight. Kambosos literally landed nothing in hardly any of those rounds to get the win. I don't know how you give it to him. If you somehow give that fight to Kambosos, I don't know what you're watching. Yes, Kambosos was able to take the front foot well and take centre ring. But, you know, Maxi Hughes' game is boxing off the back foot and winning fights off the back foot. That's his game. He always does that. And that's the thing. Like, what people just look at is who takes the front foot. People don't look at what the fighter on the back foot is doing. And Maxi Hughes was literally outworking George Kambosos throughout that fight. And it was bloody obvious. It was obvious. Hughes was consistently outworking him and just outpunching him. Like, he landed way more shots than Kambosos did, way more effective shots than Kambosos did. Hughes was literally never hurt. He was literally never hurt in that fight, apart from the head clash earlier on in the fight. He was literally never hurt in that fight at all. I don't know how you score it to Kambosos. I cannot get my head around it. You literally cannot score it to him. If you score it to Kambosos, leave in the comments how you've scored it to Kambosos. Put in all the rounds that you've given to Oh my god. How? No, it's just not possible to give it to Kambosos. Judges in boxing have no clue what they're talking about. That is a complete outright robbery. It's a robbery. There's no doubt about it. You can't question it otherwise. Honestly, like, no one can change my mind on that. That is a robbery. And yeah, I honestly think it's a worse robbery than Haney and Lomachenko. I don't even think Haney and Lomachenko is that big of a robbery, but that is a robbery. And just the way Kambosos behaves after that, acts all smug. No, bloody hell. Maxi Hughes is the real winner and should be walking away with that belt tonight. And yeah, he was being robbed once again. Anyway, yeah, because it's Kambosos' promotion. Bob Arum, so basically, Bob Arum, your boxing promotion top rank is corrupt.